Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for the match preview of Liverpool against Arsenal. The international break is over. Club football is back, and I'm pretty sure we are all looking forward to this one. Joining me is a very, very special guest. We have Mr. Glen Kightley from Everything Arsenal. How are you, Glen?
I don't know about special. I'll tell you what's special. That intro is damn special. That is some fire stuff. I actually never seen it before. It must be new. I've never seen it before, but yeah, it's totally nice. So happy to be here again. I don't think I've ever looked forward to a Liverpool game more than now, literally for the last 10 years. So can't wait to hear what you guys have to say and all you have to talk about. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely indeed. Let's say hello to a few people because I did see there were a few people in here. Cedric Lopez is in. Hello, Cedric. Hello to Almighty Blues FC as well. Yes, I am everywhere today. And hello to who is it? Lookman Eugene. Oh yeah, Eugene. Spurs fan. Anyway, but obviously before I begin, I have a bit of a thank you because just before we came on, I've managed to hit 1.5k. So thank you very, very much. I had a target at the end of the year to get 1.5k. I managed to get there now. The next target is 1.6. So, and then you're probably looking towards probably maybe 2k somewhere time next year. But honestly, thank you very, very much, everybody. I really do appreciate it as well. But let's get into the all things Arsenal because it might have been a bad start to the season. However, recently it's been pretty good. So how are you feeling going into this game, knowing that you've been in very, very good form?
I'm so surprised you used the word might. It definitely wasn't a might. It was a definite horrible start to the season. It was shocking. We were bottom of the table. I don't even know if you guys actually believe that until now. We were bottom of the table going into an international break. If the Premier League just decided, you know what, the Premier League ends today, we'll start from another season, we would have been relegated. So that's how bad it was. But things have picked up. If you look at the City game where we lost 5-0 right before the first international break, the players who played in that game, compared to the players who started against Leicester when you beat them like 3 weeks ago, 2-0, there were only 2 players who started that Leicester game that started the Man City game. So within a few weeks, we've literally changed 9 to 10 players. The goalkeeper, the back line, all 4 players weren't there in the City game. The midfield, Partey is currently injured, but the midfield with Lokonga, up front with Lacazette, Aubameyang, they all missed the opening game. So the team has literally changed. The team we had there of Chambers, Holding, Martinelli starting, Balogun starting, that team is no longer there, like it's being on the bench. So the players we have are new players. So regarding the Liverpool game, we've had some shockers at Liverpool over the years, obviously. I remember there was a 5-1 that really hurt me in 2014 when we were top of the table and you guys had the triple S, obviously, Suarez, Sturridge, and Sterling, and Gerrard, and you literally ripped us apart. I think Skrtel scored 2 goals within 5 minutes that day. And we were top of the table at that time. You ripped us by 5 goals to 1. Those kind of game. That was the last time I actually went to a Liverpool game a bit confident, but you smacked us by 5 goals. But since then, every single time we come to play Liverpool, we have the likes of Mustafi. We have the likes of the later years of Arsene Wenger when he was about to leave. You weren't sure about what kind of results we were getting. We had the likes of Socrates, Mondrian. Like, we never went into those games confident. Right now, all these players we have right now, majority of them, none of them has ever played for Arsenal against Liverpool. So we are hoping for something different. Ramsdale has never played for us against you. Ben White has never. So usually over the years, Mustafi plays against you this season. He also plays next season. You'd expect the same result. If he's marking Firmino today, he's marking Firmino tomorrow. It's the same result. So this time around, we have a changed team. So I'm going into it. I'm not overconfident. I'm not going into it expecting to win. Because if you go into we over the years as well, we've had a terrible record away to Liverpool, away to United, away to Chelsea. I think those 3 teams, for the last 10 years, I think we've only won away like 3 times over the last 10 years combined. So we usually have a short record away. But since last season we did win at Old Trafford. We did something you guys know something about, winning at Old Trafford.
Of course.
Thank you for doing that a couple of weeks ago. We also never win at the Etihad, for example. So going into this game, beating those teams last season, I'm hoping for something different. I'll be happy with the draw, for example.
And let's talk about obviously Aaron Ramsdale, because he was a player that I don't think many Arsenal fans wanted. Well, the ones I've spoken to, I don't think any of wanted him. But you have to say he has been fantastic, and he is actually now arguably your number one.
Yeah, what a surprise. I wasn't one of those people who are literally abusing him, because there's a time they were abusing him until today's not opened up his comment section on Instagram, because the moment he signed, lots of people were abusing him, and he put it on private. So till today's not changed it. I think it's time for him to change it, but I think people now love him. So
yeah,
at that time I wasn't abusing him, but I was like, nah, not Ramsey. Let's get Sam Johnston from West Brom. I wasn't for Nana from Ajax, but I was preferring Sam Johnston. And then the price tag was another thing that was a bit too much for all of us to bear with. 27 million pounds, and it was not just that. You're hearing about it rising to 30 plus million if he becomes the first choice goalkeeper, which he has right now. But he has improved himself. The one thing I usually like about a goalkeeper is someone who can communicate with his defenders. If a defender makes a mistake, go on to them. If you want your wall this way, tell them to be this way. Usually our goalkeepers are very quiet, likes of Leno, Chesney over the years, they've been very, very quiet. I need a vocal goalkeeper. And I think Ramsdale has been totally that. He does not only help with the shot stopping and everything at the back, he's also really, really crucial in terms of us attacking. Quicker movement, quicker balls. He's not afraid to try a middle pass to like a Partey or a Lokonga. He's not afraid at all. And you actually see it in his face and his attitude. He wants a clean sheet. He wants us to win. Not like some goalkeepers would be like, you know what? Well, at least I did keep a clean sheet, but we didn't. It doesn't matter if we didn't win. But for him, he wants it both. He wants it both ways. I want to win this game. I want to keep a clean sheet. Let's see how I can help. So it's really, really been crucial for us.
Yeah, definitely. Hello to Jamie Phillips. Hope you're doing well. Even to Niall Kane as well. Hello to Devils United. Maisie in the chat. Hope you're doing very, very well. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please hit that like button. And if you want to share the stream, then by all means, share it as well. Because obviously, yes, I will have to go to the head-to-head record, because I don't really want to. I don't really want to say this, but your last 4 visits to Anfield: 3-1, 3-1, 5-1, 4-0.
You can even take it back the two previous games before that: 3-1 and another 5-1. Yeah. It's been shocking.
It has as well. I think your last victory, if I remember rightly, was 2012. It was probably Brendan Rodgers' first season in charge. It was when Podolski and Cazorla, I think, scored that day. So that's going back a long time. That's going back almost 9 years.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, and it was like the second game of that season as well. So. And even before that, I think we had gone like 3 or 4 games without winning as well at Anfield. So it's not been good. It's not been good at all.
No, definitely not. But you must be confident, because your away form has actually been pretty good. You've beaten Leicester. You've went to Burnley. Burnley's a very, very tricky place to go to. You beat them. Would you argue that your away form is better than your home form?
I'd say it's a mixture, because there's been a couple of tricky ties in there, like City away. So I don't know how to judge that one, those kind of games. We did struggle away to Brighton, though. They literally should have beaten us in that game. They had like 70% of the possession and like 10 shots. We only had like 2 in that game. So I'd say it's been a mixture of both. I think it's been half-half, because most of our wins have come at home, but most of our big wins, like Leicester away and Burnley away, those have been the bigger wins away from home. So I'd say it's been okay, but has it been okay against the top 6, top 7 clubs? I don't think so. So that's how now this time round you're going to see how good we've become. That's what we're really waiting to see. How good have we become? Can we beat Liverpool away? Can we not even beat? Can we give you guys a game? Because as I said, in 2014, for example, you scored 2 goals within 5 minutes. The game was over.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, last season, Obviously, we were in COVID times. You actually took the lead in that game as well. If I seem to remember, was it Lacazette that
Yeah,
scored?
it was a very shaky goal. I think it was Robertson's mistake. Yeah,
It was.
it
It was,
was a
and
shaky
then
goal.
obviously Robertson goes up the other end and redeems himself. So where do you think could be the key factor for Arsenal getting a result this week? Where are, if there's any that you could say there's weaknesses in Liverpool's team?
Weaknesses. It's going to be very hard. Obviously, we're still waiting to hear. I think Mane went off for Senegal. I'm still waiting to hear how he is. I think Firmino's out for a month or something. In terms of weaknesses, I'd say maybe take advantage of when Trent and Andy go forward. Maybe that's the only thing I can imagine, because Trent loves bombing forward. So maybe take advantage of him going forward and Robertson going forward. As you said, in that game, he scored against us within a couple of minutes of him making a mistake. So maybe take advantage of when your players go forward. But I think the most important thing for us to do is to defend well, because that's what we usually have a trouble with against you guys. We usually score. Both teams usually score in this fixture, home and away. No problem scoring. The problem is usually defending. And the one thing I want us to do is to defend that right side. You have a player who just won Player of the Month, and I think in the previous month he should really have won it instead of Ronaldo, to be fair. He should have had 2 months in a row. So Salah and Trent together on that right side, we have to try and defend it. Trent the other day against San Marino, I don't even know how many assists he had. Every time I saw goal going in, it was like Trent assist. I don't know, like 3 or 4 assists or something crazy like that. I need to San Marino, but he consistently does it. I saw the home game against Atletico. I think he got a goal on assist. Like, he always does it every single time. So we need to watch that side, and that's why I want us to play a back five. I know you'll come to the formations in the players, but that's why I want us to play a back five, because I don't want, for example, Tavares has been playing the last few games. I don't want to put Tavares up against Salah. He's a new player. He's a kid who just came to England. If we put him against Salah, we'll be killing his reputation. Tierney is also just came back. He played for Scotland, but he didn't play for Arsenal for a few games. I don't want to put him up against Salah and Trent. I want 2 players on that side. So I'd play a back five to allow Tierney and Tavares to both play against Salah and Trent. If we defend well in that game, Salah scored in every single game, apart from, I don't know, maybe 2 games. I think he didn't score in the West Ham one. So if you can defend him like West Ham did or something like that, that would be the catalyst of us getting a result.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very, very interesting. Diego has said Liverpool have won their past 5 home Premier League matches against Arsenal, netting at least 3 goals in every win. My prediction is Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. Very, very interesting, Diego. But I have to say, talk to me about Emile Smith-Rowe, because this guy has just gone from strength to strength to strength. I mean, he's obviously he got his first goal for England. Yes, I know it was against San Marino, but he's getting in the right places. What have you made of the emergence of Emile Smith-Rowe?
I mean, it's caught everyone by surprise. Totally caught everyone by surprise. Last season, I usually followed the under-23s as well. So last season, I think I was doing a watch along like in December or something, and Smith-Rowe was a regular for Arsenal's under-23. That was last December. That was less than a year ago. He was the guy playing for the under-23s, and it was like, how is this guy playing for the under-23s? No one could even believe it. He's playing for the under-23s. He had just come from a loan spell from Huddersfield. I think Huddersfield guys said he did quite well that season. I think he helped Leeds get promoted that season. He scored, I don't know against which team on the final day, and Leeds got promoted. So it came as a shock to all of us. Last season we were struggling. I think we lost like 8 out of 10 games. We won once in 10 games.
Yeah.
So I think Mikel was just looking for anything. Can I actually just do anything different? And yeah, he got Saka and he got Smith-Rowe to play against Chelsea, and we won that game. And then after that, we won that game. And even the time we lost, you could see that he was the guy who was performing alongside Saka. Basically, I'd say if it wasn't for Saka or Smith-Rowe last season, it would have been like 14th or 15th. That's how bad it would have been. And last season, he ended it well as well, scoring against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and getting a few goals. That's the one thing I've always wanted from Saka and Smith-Rowe. Last season, they didn't score a lot of goals. They were getting involved, but the goals weren't there. So we were basically depending on Aubameyang, who wasn't also scoring. So we were struggling for goals in general. This season, though, as you've seen, every time I check I watch an Arsenal game, every time you check the scoreline, you'll see Smith-Rowe there with a goal or an assist. So he's been really, really involved in the game. I like his energy, his tenacity. the games that we've lost, like Brentford and City, he was the only player who at least played well or at least tried to contribute something. We only had one shot against Man City. It was from Smith Rowe, for example. Brentford, they only had like 2 shots. One of them was from Smith Rowe. So the games that we struggled, it is Smith Rowe who has been the shining light. So he's very important. I think right now he's the first player like in the team sheet for us and for Arteta. And for him not even getting called up for England the first time, we were surprised. But I think he definitely deserved it ahead of Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse did deserve to go to the Euros, but as of now, this season, Ward-Prowse, Smith has been better than Ward-Prowse. So we were thinking he should have been the one being picked. So he's been a difference for us. He's been a massive difference for us. I think I'd go as far as saying if Smith is not on the team sheet, I'd be worried in terms of our creativity up front and the energy up front. Because the people who are coming from the bench, the like of Pepe, very disappointing.
Yeah, definitely. Let me talk to you about Aubameyang, because I have to say a lot of the reaction to Aubameyang has been very, very mixed. What have you made of him this season?
Last season, again, just like I said about Ramsey, last season I wasn't one of those people who were saying get Aubameyang off, sell him in the summer. Never. I always say that for the time we played against Villarreal in a Europa League semi-final, Aubameyang has to be there for us to at least try and get the goals in that game. But people like, no, drop him, he's not done enough this season. That was last season. And yeah, at some stage you hadn't done enough. But last season he scored about 18 goals. So in a bad season, if you can get 18 goals in total, I'd be happy that if in a bad season he can get 18 goals. People are used to him getting 25, 30, and that's why people are disappointed. This season, I think he's improved in one aspect. Obviously, he started scoring the goals, but one important aspect, and that's the hard work. Last season, people aren't seeing that. He was walking on the pitch and he wasn't getting the ball to score. He was just roaming around. 2 goals down, he'll just roam around when he is the captain, by the way. So he needs to show the younger players the energy, the leadership, but he wasn't last season. That's the only thing I can blame him for. This season, he has improved in that. If you watch the Arsenal-Aston Villa game, Arsenal-Crystal Palace, Diego's a Crystal Palace fan. He knows about that game. They almost beat us, but Aubameyang's energy in that game, and also the Tottenham game, most importantly, he was involved. Like those 1-2 passes with Smith Rowe, running here, running there, intercepting balls, coming back to midfield, tackling. That's not the Aubameyang we're used to. So I think him being moved from the left side to the center position as also, I think definitely improvement for last season, almost like 100% improvement from last season. But we need him to score more goals. I need him to stop taking our penalties, by the way. I need Lacazette to start taking our penalties. I don't think he's good at penalties at all, but I think he's improved from last. And I think he has to be fit. If we are going to get any chance of finishing in the top 6 and shockingly finishing the top 4, it has to be Aubameyang getting the goals.
Yeah, definitely. I think also you look at your goals this season, and Aubameyang is top scorer as well, which is the main thing. Now, when you and I last spoke, we obviously did a let's chat, or a chat with series. Even I'm forgetting my own series. Goodness me. Me and you had a very, very good chat about your transfer activity. Having looked on that now, how would you sum up your transfer window? How did you feel about your transfer window?
At that time, we haven't done enough. We needed a midfielder. We were only signing young players. We would understand the approach, because last season we were signing the older players, the likes of Will, and it didn't work out. We changed the idea. We now signed younger players, but it obviously wasn't enough. But looking at how the players have performed, as I said, like since all of them, so none of them by there was playing in the first 3 games. When you were bottom of the table, Ramsey wasn't an Arsenal player, Tomias wasn't an Arsenal player, and Ben White had played 1 game, Odegaard had played 1 game. So all those players weren't involved in those games. At that time, I was giving it, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. But right now, I'd go as high as saying 9 out of 10. Obviously, we still need to see how they do throughout the season. It's just 10 games into the season. We still need to see can they match up when intensity gets high, like in December when games are coming thick and fast. Can they stay fit, for example? How will they deal with players leaving for the African Cup? So there's a lot to still need to see. But I think they've done well. Ramsdale has been, I don't think Leno is a bad goalkeeper, by the way. I don't think he's a totally awful
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
yeah.
I still remember last season when you guys were doing your Monday show, and I got so frustrated that you guys put Leno in the I think like bad goalkeeper section. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. He does make a couple of mistakes, but he is a quality shortstop. He does shortstop, but there's more to that in a goalkeeper that you need, like the communication, the quick passing, and all that. I don't think he has that. The accurate passing, long passes. So Ramsdale has been a difference in that. Ben White and Gabriel have created a very, very good partnership. They don't even talk, by the way, because Gabriel, as said, he still doesn't understand even little of English. He still doesn't. So they don't communicate on the pitch. It's just like signs and everything. Tomiyasu on the right, we all know how bad Bellerin was last season. Last season, we had like 5 different right backs. Today, it was Chambers. Tomorrow, it was Cedric. Tomorrow, we play Bellerin. Tomorrow, Niles wants to play. He plays there. We have to play a back five. Saka played for us at right back last season. It was terrible. Like, you couldn't even know who was going to start. So, Tomiyasu being there, helping us defend, is not afraid to make a tackle. He's not afraid to for a challenge. Basically, he's been up against some tough players. Usually on the left wing, you get to play against some tough players, like, for example, Mane this weekend. So you have to be at the top of your game. You'll face Son, you'll face Mane, you'll face Harvey Barnes. So you never know who you're up against. He's been very good at dealing with that. Same applies to Tavares. We all know Tierney will need backup because he gets injured often, and he's been a good backup for him. I don't think we've even missed Tierney till now. Same with Lokonga. We knew he's going to play a few games because Partey always gets injured, unfortunately. Odegaard is the only one that I'd say is not yet shown, apart from the Burnley game where we won that game because of his brilliance. That free kick, that's not unexpected. I think it's been a bit quiet because, like, there was a game, I think the City game, and also there's another game, I think it was Crystal Palace or Aston Villa. He was very quiet, and we were like, okay, if you cannot turn up like in a home game against at that time, those are the teams around us. I think Crystal Palace were 1 position behind us, and Aston Villa was 1 position above us. So, but like, if you can't turn up in these games, really turn up against City at home or Liverpool at home, we weren't sure. So I still need to see more from him. Maybe the home games is when it's going to help us. But during the transfer window, we were really debating: is it going to be him or Maddison? And we were all going for Maddison, but we ended up getting Odegaard. So he really needed to impress. Maddison hasn't done well for Leicester this season, so I still need to see more from Odegaard. But from the others, all of them, they've surprised us, especially Tomiyasu and Ramsdale.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Oh, Diego. Did you have to say this? Hope I haven't jinxed it. The ref will be Michael Oliver and the VAR, Chris Kavanagh. The less about Chris Kavanagh, the better, because we did see the good and the bad from him for Everton Tottenham. The fact that he didn't give Everton a penalty.
Shocking.
It was a penalty. Now, obviously, away from the Arsenal side of things, Liverpool. What have you made of Liverpool so far this season?
I mean, at the beginning of the season, everyone was talking about Chelsea winning the trophy, Man City winning the trophy. I did say City will finish first. I still stand with that. I think their squad depth is really good. And I went for Liverpool second, and I went for Chelsea third. I don't think last season he struggled a lot, especially the home form. Like, did you go like 8 games losing streak at home? No one expected that, and it was some of like Burnley's and Brighton's beating you guys.
It was 6. It was six games in a row. Started off by Burnley, and then it was Brighton, Everton, City, Fulham, and there was one other, but yeah.
I mean, Fulham. Like, those teams are not teams that are supposed to beat anyone, especially Fulham, and obviously Everton had not beaten you guys in like years, like since the 90s. So it was surprising seeing that. So this season, surely it had to get better. You got Van Dijk back. You got a few of your players back from injury. Keita has been a surprise for me this season. The kind of goals he's scoring, my goodness, I didn't expect that. Finally seeing his quality if he can stay fit. So you've been a surprise. I don't agree with people underestimating you guys like 4th. Liverpool is going to finish in 5th. No, you still have the quality players like Salah, Mane. Salah and Mane, I remember last season they did miss a lot of chances between them. Others would have been getting more goals. But this season, Salah has been absolutely clinical. Mane has been getting involved. Firmino scored a hat-trick already. Keita has been involved. Your defense is looking more solid, obviously, with Van Dijk back. Konate hasn't played every single game, but the ones he's played, he's been okay. Trent, as always, has been spectacular. One of my best right backs in the world right now. If maybe not the best, I think he is the best if I was to rate. Alisson obviously is usually a keeper you can depend on. So I think you've done well. The games you've drawn recently, obviously West Ham, I did expect it to be a tough game. Brighton, I did expect you guys to win. I was surprised that Brighton came from behind to draw that, but the others are results I expected. A draw against Chelsea, a draw against City. Those are results I expected. Although Chelsea were down to 10 men, I would have expected you guys to win that. But I'd say you're performing as expected in and around there. A couple of draws and wins, and Salah scoring the goals and Van Dijk helping out defensively.
Yeah, and obviously you would have enjoyed the 5-0 win at Old Trafford as well.
Absolutely. I was almost tweeting you to send me a Liverpool shirt. Like, I was celebrating every single goal going. Like, I was like, no, stop passing it at the back. They now have a red card. Take it in front. Let's get 7 or 8. I wasn't even saying I want to see Liverpool getting. I was saying let us get 7 or 8. I was using the word us. Like, let's get 7. I absolutely enjoyed it. So that performance was that was a lethal performance, because City last time out they had the chance to do that, but they decided not to. And I like teams who are unforgiving. Like, we just score. You can score 7 or 8 against you. So I really love that attitude. 4-0 by halftime. Salah and Keita played very well in that game, for example.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with that performance. Didn't expect a 5-0. Expected you guys to win, but not a 5-0. So if you had played that game last week and you're playing against Arsenal this week, I'd be a bit stressed. But luckily, we've seen a few weaknesses against West Ham and Brighton. So let's see if we can take advantage.
Yeah, I think if we defend like we did against West Ham, then I think you will definitely get joy in and amongst our centre backs. That is for sure. Now on to team selections. This is the big one because there is a lot of injury worries for Liverpool. So, what's your Arsenal 11 for the game on Saturday?
So Ramsdale remains as the goalkeeper 100%. 100%. Let's see how he does against Liverpool. Some people are still saying he's been up against smaller teams. I don't think when you get 10 shots to save against Leicester, it's a smaller team. I don't think so. But yeah, some people are still saying we still haven't seen him tested against Liverpools and Cities. So let's see how he does in this one. I'd go for a back five for the reasons I gave earlier. Trent and Salah on the right side. I don't want them to be up against one player. So I'd play Tavares as the left wing back, Tierney as the left-sided centre back, Gabriel in the centre back position, the middle one, and then Ben White next to him, and then Tomiyasu as the right back. I don't think Brazil are still on the red list. Will the likes of Fabinho and Gabriel be allowed to play?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Because we really need Gabriel.
Yeah, I think the Brazil players will be okay. I think the Brazil players will be okay.
I know you guys, if the Brazil players aren't, you still miss your goalkeeper and Fabinho. But I think Gabriel has been so important to us this season that we can't afford to miss him in this game. Mainly because Thomas Partey could be out. If Thomas Partey was fit, then you'd say, okay, if Gabriel is not in, we could try and deal with that. But Thomas Partey being out, I really hope he recovers. I really hope he recovers, because the reasons we won at Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford last season was because of Thomas Partey. That energy, that experience in midfield. Because the people coming from the bench are nowhere close to Partey. Because if you take out Partey, you bring in El Nino Niles. Yes, the defensive quality could be there, but what about the forward passes? What about the tackling? What about his shooting is not great, but he's been improved a bit. I mean, he's been scoring goals from corners nowadays. Like, you really need him in the team. I think the leadership in midfield, especially the Liverpool from the last 3 years, are usually got scared of your midfield because they're very energetic. Like, the likes of Henderson are not the in terms of quality and technique. Henderson is not in the top 20 of anyone's list, or not someone like who I'd say maybe Fabinho. But if like the energy and the experience in midfield was so good, like with Fabinho, Henderson, Keita obviously wasn't there last season, but all of them are really good. Wijnaldum as well last season. So I usually used to be afraid of your midfield. I still think with Keita there, with Thiago fit nowadays, it still could give us a problem. So I'd say still stick with the 2 in midfield. So it has to be Niles and Lokonga. So that looks a bit defensive already. That already looks like 7 defensive-minded players. And then up front, I'd go with Aubameyang, Saka, and Smith Rowe. Last season, that game we should have been 3-1 ahead if Lacazette was serious with the two one-on-one chances against Alisson that he missed. He should have had a hat-trick within the 60th minute. So this season, if you get the chances like Brighton did last season, last week sometime, you have to take your chances. If you get a penalty, please score. Take your chances, take your chances, take your chances. If we have the lead by the 70th minute, surprisingly, you have the lead, then you can bring in a couple of more defenders. If you're trying to attack, then it can be easy to switch from a back five to a back four. You just take out Tavares and add another attacking player, maybe a Lacazette or an Odegaard or something for us to go and try and equalize that game. So I'd go in the back five, and on the bench, Pepe, Odegaard, Martinelli, Lacazette, all of them can help in terms of attacking and defensively. El Neni, Holding, not the best of names in the world, but they can do the job if we need them for the last 20 minutes. So that will be my squad: 5-4-5-2-3.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Hello to Football with Brownie. We comment just up there. Hello, Football with Brownie. Hi, mate. Just wanted to pop in and show you my support. Keep going. Thank you very much. Good to see you around here as well. Hello to the Asian Sensational FC. Liverpool 3-1. Salah, Jota, and Mane. Oh, never mind. Mane is injured. Well, he was back in training. Minamino. Very, very interesting. Right.
Minamino did score against us, didn't he, in the Community Shield?
He did. Yes, he did indeed. This is really tricky because we've got. We've got a lot of injuries. Was it Curtis Jones, Robbo, Henderson? Who else? Mane, Origi as well. Like Origi never plays for Belgium, and then he gets called up. It's like what? So I don't.
I Origi did play yesterday, though. I watched him yesterday.
Yeah. He came off injured as well. Will you, if Champions League FC Porto game midweek, have an influence on Klopp's team? No, I don't think so, Diego, because if I'm being honest, we're already through. We've already won the group, so I think he'll probably rotate, I would say, as well. So this is really, really tricky for me. So Alisson will be in goal. I don't see any call to drop him. Yes, he had a poor game against West Ham. I think he'll still be fine for Arsenal. I'm gonna say Trent at right back, and then I think he's gonna go with Costas Tsimikas at left back. I think Robbo's rated as 50-50. In my opinion, I wouldn't risk him, especially with the way that he's been playing recently as well. I think Tsimikas is a very, very good deputy as well. So I'll play Tsimikas and Trent. Van Dijk, definitely going to be Van Dijk. And then it's a question mark on Matip or Konate. I think he'll go with Matip, but something in my mind might think he might go Konate just for that pace to deal with Aubameyang, deal with Saka, and deal with, obviously, Smith Rowe, because they are very, very quick as well. Midfield 3. This could be anything. It could be anything. I'm going to go Fabinho, Thiago. If Henderson's not fit, it'll probably be Ox, because I think James Milner is back in training, but again, James Milner's been out for a while, so I wouldn't risk him. So I think it could be Fabinho, Thiago, and Ox, and then up front. This is where it gets tricky, because if Mane's fit, it'll be Mane. Jota will be starting anyway, and then obviously Salah as well. But if Mane's not fit, then I think it could be potentially Jota, and then if Origi is fit, I think it could be Origi. But I am going to stick with Mane, Jota, Salah. I do think Mane will be fit for this game as well. But it's a very, very tricky selection for Klopp, I think. As well. So how are you feeling?
There's been a lot of this week for us as well. Aubameyang went off for his country as well, injured. He was carried off by a stretcher. I think that was on Friday when he's playing international on Friday. Partey is also currently injured. As you said, Robbo, Mane went off for Senegal, and Jota. You know what? I think all 5 of those players will start this game. I think all
I
5
think
of
so.
them will make it, and all 5 of them will start this game. Fortunately for us with Aubameyang and Partey, and unfortunately for us with Mane, because Mane has been scoring goals against us since his Southampton days. I'll never forget. The goal he scored on his debut at the Emirates, where he passed like 5 players. He was a dog. I think they still remember it. I still remember it. Like he's always a tough test for us. Jota last season, I think he scored twice against us at the Emirates as well. So usually tough against those players. But in midfield, are you leaving Kate on the bench?
We're limited. Yeah. I think if you're looking at Milner on the bench. Keita's not fit. I don't think Keita's fit. Henderson's rated as doubtful as well. Yeah, we are struggling a little bit. Curtis Jones is injured. He's got an eye injury. You've got Ox there.
Please don't do it to me. Please don't let Chamberlain score a last minute win against Arsenal. Please. We've survived it for 4 years. He's not really ever played against us a lot. So let him not score at the last minute goal. So Keita against United, last question about Keita. Against United, do you think Keita really showed us how good he is, or do you think it's because United were really bad?
I think it's a bit of both. I think United were very, very poor, but I think Keita in that game was very, very good. That's the Keita we want from RB Leipzig. That's the Keita we bought from RB Leipzig. So it's disappointing to see him, struggle really, really badly. But I think he is doing okay, Keita. But it's all about consistency with him. It's all about him staying fit as well. So. But yeah, we are definitely struggling massively for bench players. Midfield and attack. I mean, as you say, Origi went off injured as well, but it's going to be a very, very interesting. Hello to Marlon Daly. Hello to Marlon Daly. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Whoa!
I'd absolutely love that. I mean, you see, I always hear rival fans when a big result is there, and then rival fans start saying, why are they celebrating this match? It's like they won the league. I'll tell you now, if we win at Anfield, I'll celebrate like we won the league, because we never do it. Like winning at Etihad, winning at Anfield. Like last season, we celebrated the win at Old Trafford, but for us, we never do it. You guys done it last season, you did it this season, you're used to it. For us, I'd be screaming if we won at Anfield. That would really show me that we've improved, because as you guys have said, 5 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals over the last few years. So if you can even go there and show a performance and the game won't be over by halftime, that would be something. Yeah. So I'd love that.
Oh, Diego, Glen's not going to like you. It's written in the stars that the Ox will score. Sorry, Glen.
I'm really hoping. If he scores if we're 3-0 ahead and he scores, that's fine. We'll help him celebrate, but not the last minute winner. Not the last minute winner. Definitely, that would be painful. He doesn't usually play 90 minutes, so I doubt he'll get the last minute winner.
So with that being said, what's your prediction?
Oh my goodness! I'm not going to go for a win. I think if we expect wins at these teams, like, you'll be disappointed. I don't want to go into the game after the game and be disappointed. I don't want that. We still struggled away to teams like Brighton this season. Burnley, we won by 1-0. We had a very good performance at Leicester. If we can do that again, I definitely think you guys can score in there. You not can score, you will score. Both teams always score in every single game. There've been 3-3s, 4-4s. There's even been a 5-5 in the cup recently as well. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. It's all about who gets the first goal, is it? Actually, no, as I say that, you guys got the first goal last season. We went and won 3-1. So
yeah. Even the previous season, there was also a game during Boxing Day where we scored fast and then you still beat us 5-1. I think Firmino scored a hat-trick.
Oh yeah. I'm a bit gutted he's actually not fit for Saturday, Firmino. we don't usually lose back-to-back games on the Klopp. I don't think it's ever happened either. But the way you guys are playing at the moment is, I'm a bit edgy. But I think you might score the first goal again. Do you know that? I think you might score the first goal again, and I think we'll come back. I'm actually going to go 3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, wow. 3-1. Okay. I mean, you know what? The funny thing is I'd still be okay with that if we see a performance, because there's a way where you can score a goal and then yes, you equalize, and then in the second half someone makes a mistake from somewhere, then you get a second, and then when you're trying to attack for a second goal, you get a third. If it's that way, it's fine, but not the 3-0 by halftime. Not that. I don't want that. So if we put up a performance, 3-1 might be too much. If you beat us by 2-1, it's fine. I might take it, because you'll still beat a lot of teams this season, especially at Anfield. So, and your title rivals with Chelsea and City. So I think I'd be happy with that. At least right now, you guys are not like confident like you are last season. Obviously, last season we did a lot of content. I think last season, between July and September, we played you guys like 4 times. In the league twice, in the Carabao Cup. We went penalties as well. I think we played in the Community Shield. So last time we had a lot of meetings. We did win 3 of those 4 games, by the way. Beat 2 of them on penalties. But it's going to be a very interesting game. This is how we are going to see how Liverpool can bounce back from the West Ham game. Can Arsenal make it 11 games unbeaten? If we go through this game without a loss, then I'll be very confident in the upcoming games. We have United very soon as well. So it's going to be an interesting game. Let's hope Salah doesn't turn up as he has against Watford and City and start scoring magical goals.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking game on Saturday, tea time, 5:30 kickoff as well. Glenn, absolute pleasure to do a preview with you as well. Obviously, you'll be hoping that it'll be an Arsenal victory on Saturday, and obviously, 11 games unbeaten would be very, very good. I think this is the big test for Arsenal. I think if they can get through this game with a point or even a victory, I think that would be massive, and it would go towards them getting top 4. Because in my opinion, you should be challenging this season for top 4. You've not got any Europe. You've only got obviously the league. You've got the FA Cup as well to look at as well, and obviously the League Cup as well, because you've obviously got you've got Sunderland in the next round as well. So, but very, very thank you very much for coming on to the channel and giving the match preview. Where can we find you on the socials?
Thank you. By the way, it might not be too long before you see you guys again. You might see you in the Carabao Cup semi-final, probably. You're facing West Ham, right?
We're facing Leicester.
Leicester at home at Anfield. You're playing Leicester. So West Ham did beat City, though. I don't remember which team they're going to face, but yeah, you're playing Leicester at home. So in terms of social media, you can follow me on at Glen Kightley, and on YouTube, everything Arsenal or everything football, where I do content about every other team, Champions League content, because obviously in the Arsenal channel we can't talk about Champions League. So I have another channel where I can do that legally. So yeah, thank you for having me on again.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Yeah, guys, go and follow Glenn as well. You're very close to 10K, aren't you?
Yeah, like 400 away.
Very, very good. Very, very good. But yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Glenn, obviously go over there and subscribe. And what I will say is that we will have a very good game on Saturday, and it should be a cracking game. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everyone who's got me to 1.5k. The road to 1.6k now begins, and we shall see what happens on Saturday. Can the Reds bounce back, or will Arsenal make it 11 games unbeaten? We shall see. But from the both of us, it is goodbye, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye for now.